let's try to be positive in this festive season about United because we saw positives. I'm going to make this very simple. The Rashford Garnacho deal on the wings, I think, works a lot better than Antony. You can even flip him around, which we've seen, right? Move Rashford to the other side, move Garnacho over. Doesn't matter. Either way, it's better than with Antony. When Rashford shows up, and he's shown up, do we think something has changed with Rashford? Jules?
I don't think so. I think, but again,
why was he so bad for so long and now suddenly
but
he's
when
good
they can
again?
play the transition game like this, it helps them massively. This is what they are, really. I know Ten
A
Hag,
counter-attacking side.
They are, which is what they are. It's not an insult or anything like that. They might be able to play better in possession than what they've done so far this season. But this is a team that if you give them all that space, Garnacho, Rashford, Hojlund, Bruno, this is what Eriksen, this is what they're very good at.
Sorry, you said like the transition team as opposed to the opposite of that is obviously controlled team. Remember when they controlled the game against West Ham? And
Yeah.
it came out, yeah. So I was just thinking.
No, but it's true. But it's
Part
true.
of the reason why they were successful in that game is part of the narrative of what they did in the second half. The question will now be, can they do that kind of thing, not just for 45 minutes, but for 75, for 60? The reason why Rashford and Garnacho worked well together was partly because they were countering that high line from Villa. So there was a lot of one-on-ones. I mean, when you looked at the disallowed goal, Garnacho was literally one, took Emi Martinez around. So those moments need to happen more for Manchester United. What happens when they play teams that are not doing a high line, when they're like solidifying more in the midfield, and when they're like actually countering the counter?
We saw that against West Ham, right?
Yeah, they struggled.
Then no, they control the game.
Yeah, but not
And
much
never
happened.
shoot a goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
But a big thing though is Hojlund and his goal was big because that kid needs that confidence builder because, fair enough, so much has been rested on his shoulders, but he needs that kind of delivery. He needs those kind of moments. So as long as that continues, that's great.
Yeah, I don't think Hojlund's going to turn into Haaland overnight, but it is a step in the right direction. I'm less concerned with goals. I've said all season long that they should have had another body in there to score goals and take some of the pressure off them.
Every striker needs confidence.
Yeah, I know.
He
But
missed some chances, some big chances before.
Yeah, no, and I'll continue to miss big chances again because he's 20 years old and he's developing. And some people are ready at 19 or 20 to go and play 50 games in a season. There's nothing to suggest that he is, and that is one of the major blunders. Thinking you can go into, and I'm sorry if I bring this up like I feel like every show, but it is just so stupid and unnecessary to go into a season with Hojlund at 20, moving from freaking Atalanta with one season and a big five.
Yeah.
After having started 20 league games, with him and part-time Tony Martial. Anthony Martial, Tony Marshall, the part-time
Tony
plumber,
Marshall, that
right?
guy. Yeah,
on an expiring contract,
completely,
right? So I think we've gone back to that.
Yeah.
What I wonder about this, though, is you said about the transition. Is it a case that, from what you guys are saying, Rashford and Garnacho, when you're playing on the counter, and by the way, United can't bank on playing on the counter and transition at home that often, right?
No.
And there's also the obvious question, as we touched upon before, is why are you playing on the counter? Why are you being allowed to play on the counter when you're 2 goals down at home? That's on Emery.
Yeah.
But is it a case, though, that against better teams or teams that are going to defend more stoutly, they're going to need Antony? Is that why Antony's still around? Or does Antony serve no purpose whatsoever?
Anybody needs Antony. I don't think anyone needs Antony against anybody. I just don't understand.
At his very best right now, he's a 20-minute man. He's so limited right now in what he does. You have to just rely right now. And that's the issue right there. You have to rely on what you just saw in Garnacho and Rashford. But I agree with Jules. At this very moment, the best you can expect from Antony is that he comes on with 20 minutes to go and he produces. Because right now, there's no way that you start him.
All right. You guys are very big on all the absentees, Kamara and Pau Torres and
Matty Cash.
Emiliano Buendia.
And Matty Cash. Oh, yes, of course, yes. Poland right back, Matty Cash.
Yeah.
I wanted to, why don't you bring up Tyrone Mings? He wasn't playing either, right?
Or Emiliano Buendia.
Yeah. There you go, Emi Buendia.
Bertrand Traoré.
Thank you. Obviously, United's have a very, very long injury list as well.
Indeed,
yes.
yeah.
So just before United fans jump all over me, I think it's fair to remind them of who was out for this game, which is about 3 central defenders.
Yeah.
It's Casemiro. It's Mason Mount, who we can all laugh at, but most people thought was very good this time 12 months ago.
Yeah.
You had Christian Eriksen playing, who I'm not sure should be playing at this level, other than
He can't
as a
run
cameo
anymore.
appearance.
But
What?
he
It was
can't
a
run anymore. I mean,
bit
technically,
worrying
he's
in
still
the
very
first
good,
half.
but he just can't run anymore.
Yeah.
All right, but let's give people something to be. Oh, and McTominay was on the bench. Now, I'm going to ask about this. I know how you feel about McTominay. I'll ask LME this.
Yeah,
right?
because you know my.
Because I know what
my,
you're going to
yeah,
say.
Yeah, he should be on the bench anyway. But yeah, go on.
Like, is McTominay, does he ever have a place as a starter on this United team?
No.
No.
Not right now. Not especially not with a Ten Hag system. He's not a Ten Hag player. He's somebody that maybe if you need like a body, again, different kind of reasons, but same kind of outcome, last 20 minutes, then maybe. But no, he's not.
Can we get excited if we're United fans, which we're not, but can we get excited about Kobe?
Yeah. we
Oh,
should.
100%.
We should. Remember we talked about after the Galatasaray game where I don't think Ten Hag did him a service by bringing him on with half an hour to go when they were leading, and then the end of the game was a collapse. I really don't think that was a good move from Ten Hag. But there's games where he starts, and despite being only 18, it's just you could tell how good he's going to be, and he's not there yet. There's still a lot of things for him to learn. There's a couple of balls that he loses in dangerous positions that he should not be losing. There's a couple of bad passes, but overall, he's a wonderful talent.
Yeah, whenever I think of 18-year-old players, I think you're going to make mistakes. It's going to happen, especially in December when you're playing 7, 8 games, whatever. But are you embracing the moment? And we have seen more than one example that he does. So it's good. It's just a work in
Really
progress.